If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is A Numbers Game with Gill Alexander on VSiN.
Good Thursday morning to you. It is A Numbers Game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, and of course, SiriusXM channel 158. It's Gill Alexander. It's Kelley Bydlon alongside everybody.
Hey, yo.
Right here on A Numbers Game, live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. It's Thursday. You know what that means?
Zach and Crack.
Zach and Crack, the comedy duo of Zach and Crack. Zach Cohen, VSiN Senior Editor, who is now the co-leader of the VSiN Killer Sports NBA Playoff Challenge. Oh,
just taking money right out of Fezzik's pocket.
Co-leader with Fez. We will have Zach on for his NBA plays tonight, tomorrow night, his thoughts on the two games that remain in the conference semifinals, plus any remaining matches in Rome today in the Italian Open, both on the men's and ladies' side. See if it has any tennis plays as well. Are we sure? Estamos seguros. We're doing that a little later on, too. Kelley will ask me questions and ask the macro question, the existential sports question. Are we sure that these things are true, betting-wise? We'll get into that. And, of course, Unscripted with Crackman Bill Krackenberger a little later on. And, of course, the National Football League. Do you have NFL schedule release fever?
A little bit. A little bit. I'll tell you, Mike Somich, Matt Brown did an amazing job on our schedule release special last night. I listened to a lot of it on the way in today. Just a great job running through different notes for stuff for before the season starts. And as we always talk about, Gill, we've talked about it for years, right? You want to make your season-long prep. You want to make notes and circle spots on calendars for in-season. Matt and Mike did a great job with that last night.
When does the schedule go hard? When does it go soft?
Right.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
We'll get into that here momentarily. We start with the National Basketball Association last night. This is probably one of the more ho-hum nights of the NBA playoffs, if you could define ho-hum. Kind of two blowouts is really what it was. The second of which is the end of the Warriors season. What are you going to do? No Steph, no nothing. Timberwolves on their way to their second consecutive conference finals. Timberwolves get it done against the Dubs last night. They win that series 4-1, and do so really kind of easily last night. They led by 7 after 1. They closed the second quarter on a 17-5 run to lead by 15 at the half. They led by 21 after 3. The Warriors would actually get it down to 9, 99-90 with over 7 minutes left, but that lasted for mere seconds. They would never get closer than that. 121-110. Minnesota wins it.
Shout out to everybody that got that Warriors plus 11.5 when it was up.
Plus 11.5 was everything.
Because it got bet down before the game, and we saw it close at 9.5 here.
Dribble out ensured that cashed. And that game soared over the total, by the way. Soared over the total. So the T-Wolves move on. They will play, of course, the winner of the Nuggets and Thunder series, Game 6 of which is tonight. Postscript on the Warriors, hey, Podziemski had 28, Kuminga had 26. Figure out something with both of those guys. But, like with the Cavaliers, just a tough way to end the season when it comes down to it
brutal.
With injuries. Tonight, that game, by the way, between the Thunder and Nuggets, it is a standalone NBA game tonight. Game 6 in that series, again, to determine who will play, ultimately, the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. If Thunder win tonight, it's them. Nuggets trying to stave off elimination and force a Game 7 back in OKC. The Thunder, 5-point favorites, total 216. What you got?
Those 5s are gone. It's 4.5 now, basically everywhere that I'm seeing. So Thunder money coming in. I guess no huge surprise, Gill. I was hoping to monitor this throughout the day and catch a 5 or 5.5 with the Denver Nuggets. So I guess I'm waiting for it to hopefully go back to that point. I'm not going to get in at 4.5. It did make that move here this morning. I would like to look. I expect a strong effort from the Denver Nuggets tonight. I did bet them first quarter money line already. I think they come out early. Try to play Jokic a lot, try to make a statement early in this game, get up, and then I'll avoid them first half, but I would like to grab a +5 full game. I think they do have a bit of an advantage tonight going back home, and I think we see a Game 7, although I will be very happy if the Thunder could just win this and get this over with here.
I would, with apologies to your bet and to you, I would love to see a Game 7.
Yep.
Would love to see a Game 7. By the way, you know who else I think would like to see a Game 7? I think the networks would.
Yeah.
Minnesota and Indiana are great stories, and congratulations to both those fan bases. And if you had tickets on them that are still alive, good on you. But boy, oh boy, they are like Minnesota and Indiana. Oh boy, we need some kind of star power here. And I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure the casual NBA fan is as familiar with the Thunder as they are with Nikola Jokic at this point. So either way, Nuggets tonight. Fives are gone, 4.5-point dog at home, trying to force a Game 7. The other game last night, we finally did have one of the 3-1s because remember, Indiana, they absolutely got it done in 5 against the Cavs the other night. But the 3-1 series that is going to a 6th game, and who knows how much longer, Boston staving off elimination last night by beating the Knicks. And this is, again, the thing with this, right? If you're down 3-1, but you have games 5 and 7 potentially at home, you do have your hat to hang on that. Of course, Jason Tatum with the ruptured Achilles not participating. But this one was a tight game. Knicks were up 8. Excuse me, they were up 9, 42-33 in the second quarter. But a 13-2 Boston run gave the Celtics a 46-44 lead. It was tied at 59 at the half. And then the second half happened, and it was all Celtics. They went up 91-76 after 3. Jalen Brunson was in foul trouble. He got his 5th. In that process, he then would foul out with 7:19 left in this game with the Celtics up 21, 106-85. Celtics led by as many as 28. They win it by 25 going away. Derek White was awesome, 34 in victory. Jaylen Brown, 26, 8, and 12, of course, without Tatum on the court. And Luke Cornett, did you have this, Kelley? 10, 9, and 7 blocks off the bench for the Celtics.
Yeah, huge game by Cornett. He's been important at times for this Boston team over the past couple of years, but no more important than right now, Gill, because it is Porzingis can't play. It's just he's giving them nothing when he's out there on the court.
Upper respiratory problem, we're being told here, right? Upper respiratory problem with Porzingis, and that's why Cornett got those minutes, and Joe Mazzulla just couldn't have him in the game.
Yeah, I mean, this goes back to that Porzingis mystery illness in March, and we still really haven't learned anything more about it. He's obviously good enough to get out there and play, but, man, he's just not. Yeah, they've talked about how he is struggling, upper respiratory stuff, to get through these games, and it's gotten to a point where he just looks useless out there at times.
Tomorrow night, Game 6 at Madison Square Garden on a Friday night. Knicks down to a 2-point favorite now in this game.
Yeah, that's
209.5 the total.
I guess I was expecting a little bit closer to a pick'em, but
I saw a 3. Did I imagine a 3 yesterday, and now it's down to 2? I thought I saw a 3.
I didn't even check. I didn't even check opener, so I wouldn't surprise me.
I did because we're showing a 2.5 up here, but I'm looking at it. I'm staring at a 2 right now. So this is a tick down from where it was. I'm actually the other way. I'm surprised it's only that. I thought it would be a solid 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we closed 5 in that game last night. So, I mean, it's a pretty big swing for given home court in the situation. This is already a little bit more than they should be getting, but I hear you because that is you have to bake that in the closeout situation in the line.
But this is the proverbial sphincter tightening one, right? This is you have the 3-1 lead, and again, you only have of the remaining 5, 6, 7. You only have 6 on your home court. So if the Celtics win Game 5, which they did, pressure firmly now in your corner. So it's, this is it. If the Knicks lose this, then you're facing the Game 7 on the road, Tatum or not. And the Celtics, they are still breathing right now in this. Winner of this, of course, takes on the Indiana Pacers. Winner of this will have home court, as will the winner of the Thunder Nuggets series have home court over the T-Wolves out west.
This is tough. I mean, Game 6, I love that we just get a couple days of the New York Knicks fan base freaking out of getting worried again all of a sudden, you know what I mean? That they got to win one of these last 2 games. I think the Knicks get it done in Game 6 and this series is over, Gill, but the Celtics showed you last night, like Tatum can be out, The whole offense is designed around volume threes. We talked about this yesterday. And if you're hitting it a high percentage, they can still beat a lot of teams out there. So I'm not saying they're completely dead. I think the Knicks win this game 6 and it is over. I'll throw it out you because I'm going to use one of these for my last selection in the Killer Sports VSiN contest.
Yes.
Which side do you like better? Denver tonight or the Knicks game 6?
So that is exactly. I too have one pick left in the second round. Again, we had a mandatory 20 picks in the first round. We have a mandatory 10 in the second round. I mean, not mandatory. If you choose not to use them, that's your problem. But that's the most we can make, and it's what we should make. I had the exact same question that I asked myself because that's all it is. I don't want any part of the totals. I don't want any part of the favorites. It's what do I like better, Denver plus the points or the Knicks minus the 2?
I think the line tonight is gonna dictate that decision for me. If I can get 5 on Denver,
whatever the contest line is.
Yeah, if I can get 5 on Denver, I'll be in on that tonight, I think. But otherwise, it's probably Knicks.
Can we flash up the standings for the VSiN Killer Sports NBA Challenge? The brainchild of Carl Sack over there at Killer Sports. First prize, $3,000. Fezzik pledged his to the good folks here at Circa. I pledged mine to the guys and gals behind the glass here that make this show possible. Steve Fezzik and Zach Cohen, co-leaders in the clubhouse, 19-11 after 2 rounds. How about that? Doug Kazarian, who needs to make 2 more picks here in these final games of the second round of the conference semifinals. He's in second place, tied in the loss column, though. Just needs to follow up with a couple wins here to be in that tie. And then it is you and me, baby, along with Alex Christensen. We are tied for 4th. The 3 of us, 15, 13, and 1. The 3 of us need to make 1 pick each here towards the end of this round as well.
Man, it feels like we're in danger territory, Gill, of those 3 at the top pulling away.
No, we've actually closed the gap very, very well.
Well, what, Steve's dropped back a little bit?
Steve has dropped back. Doug has dropped back. Zach is the one that can't be stopped.
It can't be stopped right now, man.
If only we had a chance to talk to Zach, and we will here momentarily. But NFL schedule talk on the other side. Let's do that next. It's a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
A numbers game on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Want to bet smarter? Start with Smarter Insights. Right now you can check out NFL schedule release insights, Greg Peterson's MLB picks, and the Thunder Nuggets best bets. Later today you can check out Black-Eyed Susan Stakes preview, Jonathan Davis's NHL props and picks, and Adam Burke's MLB best bets. Right now you can sign up for our annual subscription and get 14 months for only $199 with promo code PRO. Just head to VSiN.com/subscribe to sign up today. PGA Championship, Kelley at Quail Hollow, underway.
Yeah.
Golf's stepchild major, some might say. I wouldn't be one of them. Some might say. Luke Donald. We have a big co-lead at the top here.
Yeah, we do.
We have
interesting names.
Oh my God, we have 8 golfers tied for the lead, all at 3 under. Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, Nico Echevarria, Tommy Fleetwood, Matt Fitzpatrick, Rasmus Højgaard, Keegan Bradley, and Stefan Jaeger. All of them 3 under. Live odds, longest live odds for any of these guys. Luke Donald, 600 to 1. I'm seeing.
Yeah, still don't bet it.
Still don't bet it. There's your golf advice.
The Ryder Cup captains tied at the top, Keegan Bradley and Luke Donald.
Do you have any first round leader bets?
I do. Let's see. I have Xander Schauffele and Rory McIlroy. Xander is currently even par through 6. Rory is 1 under through 6. They are playing in the same group. Scotty Scheffler 1 shot off the lead. Just to throw that out there for all of us that just wait for tournaments to be over when Scheffler takes a 4-stroke lead. On a
Scotty
Friday.
Scheffler is what did you say?
1 shot back.
I'm not seeing that on my leaderboard. What leaderboard are you looking at?
ESPN.
I got John Rahm 1 stroke back.
Yeah, he is there as well.
Okay.
There are a lot of guys 200 par. Yep.
I'm looking at the PGA Tour leaderboard, and they don't have that updated with Scotty. So there you go.
200 through 6. And I got Keith Mitchell later teeing off. He has not teed off yet. So first round leader, I will be riding the wave of Keith Mitchell. He tees off in 2 hours.
All right. To the National Football League. This is becoming a bigger and bigger deal every year. Schedule release. Every team now does their own video for this, their own sort of schedule release hoopla. We had a lot of votes for the LA Rams having the best one yesterday, by the way. They had Brenda Song doing, I guess, a Disney veteran. She used to be a Disney star. She was doing like a fake news report she was releasing the schedule week by week. It was actually very amusing. They had Jared Verse, Braden Fisk there, employing their FSU educations as part of that as well. It was very funny. So
what does that mean? No.
That was for you. That was for you. Can we start with just week one schedule? Because I think this is, for Survivor purposes, this is the headline for me right out of the gate before we even get into team by team.
It was the first text we sent, right?
Well, Joe Pita sent us the grid of week one. And the question being, oh my God, who do you play week one of Survivor? Cowboys at Eagles, even though the Eagles are 7-point favorites, I don't think people are going to be racing to play the Eagles in that game. Opening night, division game, the drill.
Not for me either.
And then look at everything else. So it's Chiefs 3 on the road at the Chargers. Then we go to Sunday. Raiders at the Patriots. Patriots 3.5-point favorites. Steelers 2.5 at the Jets. Bengals 4.5 at the Browns. Division game. Some people don't like to play division games.
There's some gross games.
Dolphins and Colts. Colts favored by 1.5. Panthers and Jags. Jags favored by 3.5. Okay, here's candidate number one. You ready?
Yeah.
Candidate number one. The Giants are taking on Jaden Daniels and America's favorite team, the people's champion, the Washington Commodores, who are 7.5-point favorites. But here's the rub if you're doing this at Circa. The Commodores play on Christmas. They host America's longest drought of an NFC championship team, the Dallas Cowboys. That's what they call them, right? America's team. America's longest drought of an NFC championship team, Dallas Cowboys. Yep. So you may want to save Washington for that if you're in Circa. So the Commodores, you kind of wipe them off the board. Let's go to the next part of this for the week one schedule.
How many primetime games do your Commanders have?
7 standalone games. That's how much the people, and by the people, I mean the National Football League themselves, want to display this lovely franchise that is going to be moving back into the District of Columbia with a state-of-the-art stadium and has 2 of the most likable young players that have ever been produced in Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin. Sorry, I'll stop. I'm getting a little...
Nice. We had what? Chiefs with 8? Cowboys with 8?
The Cowboys have 8?
Think so.
No, don't tell me that.
I think so. Which is just like, how this year?
That's stupid. But the Skins have 7. Anyway, let's continue with the week one schedule. Who are you playing in Survivor? The Bucks are 2.5-point favorites at the Falcons. Cardinals are 3.5-point favorites at the Saints. Some of these games are ridiculous. Okay, here it is. Titans at Broncos. I think this is our answer. Yeah. The Broncos are 7.5-point favorites hosting the Titans. Now, you'll see the rest of them. Niners 1.5 at the Seahawks. Packers 1.5 hosting the Lions. Texans 3.5-point dogs at the Rams. Bills 1.5-point favorites hosting the Ravens. And then on Monday night, the Bears only 1.5-point favorites hosting the Vikings. So my question becomes, and specifically at Circa because the Commanders play on Christmas, good God, what is the percentage of what is the percentage of entries that is going to be on the Broncos week one?
Very high.
It is going to set the record.
It will. Oh, you think so?
For the highest percentage on any team ever in week one.
I mean, you could probably just send mine in now. Like, sign me up, enter week one. I can't imagine I'd be on anybody else. Commanders would be number 2. But I think it's interesting because you got the Commanders Giants game is an interesting discussion because would you rather attack? Okay, division game, right? I actually would rather attack those earlier in the season. I think as these teams have reset rosters a little bit, you're catching a newer Giants team with newer pieces, right? Everything trying to come together. But the question is, if you're going against the Giants specifically, would you rather play them early or late? Are you going to have Russell Wilson in early, or would you rather attack him when Jackson Dart's in down the road? I don't know.
I'm just saying the way to play it would be to not play the Broncos and let everybody else play them and then pray that Cam Ward is the second coming and that they beat the Broncos. But I believe a ridiculous cartoonish percentage will be on the Broncos week one.
Okay, so I'm not I'm usually not the guy to make a week one bet this early, but that Cardinals, there are Cardinals 3 out there anywhere? Because I bet that. I think I bet that right now.
By the way, Stevie Fezzik will be on the show tomorrow. Steve Fezzik likes nothing more than betting these NFL games in May, months in advance of their actual being played. So he's going to have all kinds of thoughts on spreads tomorrow. Can we go to?
Oh wow!
What?
This is out to 4.5 already. Cardinals 4.5.
I'm just doing a show over here.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's okay. This is what we're doing. Most wins, fewest wins.
Yeah, let's
most
do it.
wins, fewest wins. Which one do you want to start with?
We'll go most first.
Most first. All right. Most wins, you can bet this. And again, now through the prism of actually having a schedule, you can sort of make an educated a bet here. But most wins, the Buffalo Bills are the favorite, or the short shot at plus 425. Ravens plus 550. Eagles, Chiefs, both 8-1, and then everybody else double digits. I'm just here to say the Buffalo Bills are absolutely properly the short shot. They have 4 home games through the first 5 weeks. 4 toughest. That's a great start to your schedule to sort of set the tone. But their 4 toughest opponents, on their schedule are all at home. Baltimore week 1, KC week 9, Cincinnati week 14, and the Eagles week 17.
Yep.
Those are their hardest games. And the rest of their schedule, kind of cake. Plus 425. So I think they are, and if you go to any other team, I can give you a counter argument. The Bills absolutely ought to be. Look at that. You got to, it is peppered. Everything I just mentioned, those are the hardest games. They're all at home. Everything else, cake. You got Jets twice, obviously, in division, right? But you got
they're going to smash this
Patriots
division.
twice, right? You got the Dolphins twice. But apologies to the Dolphins. But you have Saints and Panthers and right. You have the Bucks from the AFC South. Apologies to the Bucks. I know you're not as bad as those, but it's just a division. It's just a schedule that is ripe for tons of wins, and they should be the short shot. If I made you take another, is there another one to take?
Okay, there is. I'm glad you asked this. I'm glad I wanted to let you go for a little while too, because I went through multiple teams, was kind of going through a bunch. I kept coming back to. I think Bills, even at that number, is the best bet on the board.
It's 100% what I landed on.
Second best one I've got for you is the Rams. Just as I think this Rams team is still being slept on a little bit from just where they belong in the pecking order, the NFC, and 20-1. If you're looking for a longer shot, if I was going to go further down the board, that's where I'd go.
Yeah. Fewest regular season wins is a little more interesting. I would agree that the Browns, the Browns quarterback room is Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett. The Saints quarterback room starts with Tyler Shuck. And of course also, so he's the incumbent starter right now. The Giants, though, have Russell Wilson. The easiest schedule, if we're just doing it based on schedule, the easiest schedule to me and apparently to others is by far the Giants. But they have the most reliable quarterback of that bunch, I think most would argue. And so I don't have a problem with them being slotted at number 3. So plus 475 on the Browns, 5-1 on the Saints, plus 650 to the Giants. That calculus for me is just Giants have the easiest schedule, but they have the most reliable quarterback. To me, if there's
toughest schedule,
pardon me. To me, the long shot flyer, we'll get to that on the other side. Because I do think there's another team with a terrible quarterback room that might be worth a thought, and God help me when I say the words. Next.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Bet the Preakness Stakes with First Bet and get rewarded. New customers can use promo code VSiN200 to score a 20% rebate on all wagers for the first 60 days, up to $200. That's win or lose, you get paid back. Download the First Bet app or visit first.com/bet. Use promo code VSiN200 to get started today. That's first.com/bet. Promo code VSiN200. Remember, use the number 1 on first.com/bet. It's Gill Alexander. It's Kelley Bydlon. Kelley and I were just talking about something. I got into a Twitter debate with one of our listeners about the NBA draft lottery and how, I said the coin flip between the Bulls and the Mavs is what ended up getting the Mavs the number 1 pick in the draft. And he went into some existential thing about how can you say that that just because the coin flip, that in a different world where the coin didn't land that way, that the same combinations would have been pulled? Like, was this whole thing? And I'm like, what? No, it's the combinations of the team that ended up in the 11th slot. Anyway, so we got back and forth about it. But as Twitter arguments don't usually go well. But you know how ours ended? He's now bringing us brownies. And so my strategy is to have Kelley eat the first brownie, see how that goes.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure out if I'll eat the brownie.
Yeah, see, you two will literally break bread. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that that's the conclusion. However, If you've said anything bad to me before on Twitter, no offense, I love you, but I'm not eating any homemade food that you bring to the studio.
He didn't say anything bad to me. We just got into a debate about something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Wyatt, try it.
Let me know how the first... Yeah, Wyatt. Wyatt, let me know how the first brownie tastes. One more thing before we get to Zach about the NFL schedule. So we're talking about the fewest wins. Just the Giants' schedule. Just a note on the Giants' schedule. So we're just talking about how the Bills play all of the hardest teams they play are at home, right, as we just went through. But the Bills are a really good football team. That works out beautifully for them. The Giants, in order to get wins, you would almost want for their easiest games to be at home because they're not good at football, if that makes sense. Their home schedule is the hardest in the NFL. So you're not a good team, at least on paper, right? And here's what you play at home. Week 3, Kansas City. Week 4, Chargers. Week 6, Eagles. Week 9, Niners. Week 11, Packers. And that's not even talking about Week 15 against the Commodores. So that's your Giants schedule. But the long shot, I teased this before the break. You know what I'm about to say, right?
Oh, yeah, I already wrote it down, too. I know exactly where you're going.
Mike Tomlin, I hope you're not listening. Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, the quarterback room is Mason Rudolph, Skylar Thompson, and Will Howard. I get it, Aaron Rodgers. 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers is somewhere out there acting like he's going to play for the Steelers, and I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't, but maybe he does. I don't care. Steelers are, 35-1 in this market? Yep. All right, if you want a long shot in either of these, that's probably the long shot. Because the Steelers, again, I don't know if you know this, you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a team. And if that's the case with them, it's not the easiest go-around. 35-1 would be the long shot. I will say again, though, Giants have the hardest schedule. Those other teams are worse than the Steelers, but the Steelers have a scenario in life here. Again, their division is always tough with the Bengals and the Ravens. Those are 4 tough games to begin with. But they're going to have to go to Ireland to play the Vikings. They've got some road games that could be dicey. Certainly at the Lions is. Certainly, at the Bears, if you believe the Bears are going to be good, would be at the Chargers as well. So I don't know. This is not the race to the fewest wins. It's not last winless. Right. It's just most fewest wins by the end of the season. So anyway,
I did make a bet.
You did
make my first NFL bet of the season.
Yeah.
Giants under on their win total. 5.5.
I said that a month or 2 months ago, whenever the schedule came out, where we, not with the sequence, but we knew who they were playing. I was like, Giants under 5.5. It's too difficult. Sorry, Giants fans. Zach Cohen joins us now, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. He is VSiN Senior Editor, part of the glue that holds this whole operation together, and co-leader in the VSiN Killer Sports NBA Challenge. He joins us now, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. How you doing, Zach?
I'm doing well. I haven't gotten in any arguments on Twitter with Duncan Hines like you have, so I'm doing all right.
Well, good. By the way, you're 19-11. We flashed this up earlier. You and Fezzik, both in the clubhouse, leaders, 19-11. 8 games left. 5 in the conference final round, 3 in the NBA finals. That's what will determine this. Kazarian, Alexander, and Bydlon on their heels here, along with Christensen. Let me just give you the scouting report on Steve Fezzik, and maybe you can use this to your advantage. Here's the thing with Steve. He is a great contest player. He knows how to employ game theory. These are his strengths. Here's the negative. Here's his kryptonite. He doesn't know a damn thing about the National Basketball Association. So work with those elements and see if you can emerge victorious.
Yeah, I think that I've done well so far because I've had conviction in a lot of series. Like I thought the Cavs would, have trouble with the Pacers. That ended up going well for me. And I thought the Timberwolves would have a lot of success in these playoffs. But I still have some of these strong feelings moving forward. I'm nervous that that's going to be, the undoing of me in the next round. But hopefully it's not.
Well, your T-Wolves conviction, when I think of the T-Wolves, I do think of you because you were the one who made the stand on them. And you're like, this team is going to go far. And you have tickets on both the Pacers and T-Wolves, right?
Yes, I have the Pacers 44-1 to win the East. I have the Timberwolves at 14-1 and again at 20-1.
Wow. All right. Zach Cohen, everybody. Getting it done. What about the game tonight? Game 6 in Denver with the Nuggets, 4.5-point dogs. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, hate to do this to Kelley. I like the Nuggets +5, kind of like the money line. I just have been really unimpressed with Oklahoma City in the postseason so far. I think there were a lot of things we wanted to see from them this postseason. We wanted to see, Jalen Williams emerge as a true number 2. We wanted to see the 3-point shooting continue from the regular season to the postseason. That stuff has not been there. It's been there a little bit more when they've played at home. On the road, it hasn't been. They've looked like a completely different team than they were during the year. And you look at shot quality stats, you look at NBA Game Report, which is a really good account on Twitter. The Nuggets had a better, expected score in Game 5, and I just do think that going back home to Ball Arena, they're going to win this game. So I think we're going to see 7 in this series. I would lean Thunder in 7, but yeah, it just has not been the same team that we've been handicapping the entire season.
All right, and then tomorrow night, Game 6 back in New York, Madison Square Garden, Friday night. What a scene where the Knicks are 2-point favorites as they try to close out the Tatumless Celtics or face the possibility of going back to TD Garden for Game 7.
Yeah, I'll probably be on the Knicks money line. Honestly, I'm rooting for the Celtics to win. I took some really bad parlays earlier in the series, expecting Tatum not to get hurt and for the Celtics to win that Game 4. But I'm still alive there. Don't feel great about them, though. I do think the Knicks are going to win this game. A similar story. I thought the shot quality score for the Knicks was a little stronger than the Celtics last game. Boston shot the lights out last night. I've never really seen anything like that. I think there's an empowerment that comes with playing without a star, where everyone feels the ultimate green light, and there's a pressure for the Knicks not knowing what to expect from the Celtics, and wanting to close that game out, but maybe wanting to do it a little bit more at home. I think going back to MSG, they're going to win the series. All
right, with your Pacers ticket, who would you rather the Pacers face? The Knicks at full strength or the Celtics without Tatum?
I'd rather them face the Celtics without Tatum, but I'm assuming they're going to get the Knicks at full strength.
Okay. Because what's interesting about that is if the Celtics were to come back from a 3-1 deficit and beat the Knicks, remember how your feeling about them might be a little different at that point. But you would still want to face the Celtics without Tatum. Same question.
Yeah, Sorry, no, just to expand on that, I still don't think Jaylen Brown is healthy. Porzingis looks terrible. It's like if they win 3 in a row, they win 3 in a row. I just don't think that this team looks great without Tatum, who had them on their back in that Game 4 and was playing one of the best games I've ever seen him play. I think they desperately need him to beat really good teams.
And I'll assume with your Timberwolves ticket that you'd rather play the Nuggets, but I guess that's a horrible choice there either way between a Jokic-led Nuggets or OKC.
Yes, I'd rather play the Nuggets. They've played them well in the past, but yeah, it's not a great decision either way. I will definitely be hedging those tickets. Not sure exactly how yet.
I asked this of JVT and Kelley yesterday as a thought exercise of, okay, the Thunder is still out there lurking. If I came to you from the future and I said, hey, guess what? The Thunder did not win the NBA championship. Give me the team then, including the Nuggets, because they're still alive, right? How would you rank? Well, what's at the top? Who do you believe won it then? If the Thunder didn't, who did?
Oh, it's really tough. I think the Timberwolves are the best non-Nuggets, the best non-Thunder team remaining. Having said that, seeing them go out and beat the Knicks will be really tough. I mean, the Knicks are really talented. You look at their roster, they are as good as anyone in the league in terms of just their best players, their role players, and everything. The reason we have all kind of discounted the Knicks is because they never put it together during the regular season. There was a lot of sloppy play throughout the year, but that roster is really, really good. Brunson has been the best number 1 in the postseason so far, and those wings are starting to play really well together. So in terms of actual talent, the Knicks might be the best team remaining.
All right. Anything left in Italy and Rome today in the Italian Open?
I have Paolini minus 2.5 games right now. I thought that Stearns was going to run out of steam after, 3 third set tiebreakers, one of which he was throwing up after. And I do have Casper Ruud plus 1.5 sets and a sprinkle on the money line against Sinner, which is, really not anything to do with Sinner. Just Ruud is a really good clay court player. Sinner's a little unproven on the surface. Also has not played in 3 months.
Paolini, what did you have Paolini minus how many games?
Minus 2.5 games.
Oh, I didn't even see that available. I thought the spread I saw was wider than that. The adorable one, Paolini, up a set, 7-5 over Peyton Stearns. Thank you, Zach. Let's do a French Open podcast here in the next week or so. Coming back with Are We Sure? Next.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Horse racing fans, get ready. VSiN at the Track live tomorrow with everything you need to know about the Preakness Stakes. Join racing experts Mike Somich, who nailed the Superfect in the Kentucky Derby, and Aaron Halterman as they break down the field, deliver expert analysis, and share their top picks. Don't miss it. VSiN at the Track, streaming live tomorrow at 2:10 p.m. Eastern on the VSiN YouTube channel at VSiN Live. And Mike Somich also on a little program I like to call a numbers game tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this weird thing and actually listen
Bomb.
to what he says this time. Like, no pressure, Mike, because I'm going to actually bet whatever you tell me to bet. Instead of just picking one horse out of there and bet him to win.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You won't even understand what he says after he says it, right? Because he'll be like 9, 6, 4, 3, 2, 7, 9, 4.
Correct, but that's where I'm gonna write that all down.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna circle back with him later. I'm gonna say, hey,
what does this mean?
I've got a race book in front of me. Tell me what to tell the person. I'm just gonna put you on speakerphone.
We get tweets at Beating the Book. Best listeners in the game. No doubt about it. Mike Zill's Duke 90. Hey, it's your pseudo sister-in-law for the win for best schedule video. Talk about the Rams. Brenda Song. Get it? Deborah Song, fashion style. See what he did there? It's your boy Sant. She said, listen to the Megapod Q1. Oh, thank you. Yes. Mark Borchardt and I, Base Winner and I, did a Major League Baseball Q1 betting derivatives podcast yesterday for all of the baseball geeks out there. And it's your boy Sant said, listening to the Megapod Q1 right now, and you almost made me wake up my family. They love this blank. I screamed out loud at one point, apparently. Apparently we were cursing on us as well. Mike Zill's Duke 90 mentioning, she says, Brenda Song is a babe from my kids' Disney shows back in the day. And how about the fact that Macaulay Culkin, parlay, dated Mila Kunis and then married Brenda? Well, that is quite the parlay. Nice job by Macaulay Culkin. You wouldn't have had that, would you? After Uncle Buck?
Oh, I know this girl.
Oh, by the way, again, Kelley just doing his own thing on this side.
I couldn't believe we were getting all these tweets about Brenda's song. I didn't know who this was.
You got to watch the Rams schedule release. It's great. Brian M., Brian Morianen. Based on how they normally perform, fade the Bengals in the first 2 weeks.
We got multiple of those tweets?
Oh, yes, we do. We got a lot of Bengals dislike. Yeah, okay. Brian M. also adds, I guess going into the break, he wrote this. Gill wants to bet the Steelers fewest wins. He said, Real Nix said, after hearing your rousing introduction to the 2025 Commodores, I'm embarrassed now that I'm a Dolphins fan. By the way, you forgot to list Lionel Richie as a likable Commodore. Oh, yeah, he's the most likable Commodore. Walter Orange, William King, they're all in there. Duke's in the PNW. Hey, Gill, any chance the VSiN Brass can invest in this for NFL Survivor season? It's the old Plinko thing from Costco. We probably have gotten 100 tweets about that Costco thing.
We really have.
We will get it.
Don't worry, we will get something like that.
3Jack H3131. Sound reasoning on fading the Denver pick week 1. What about Cincinnati? Taylor never has that team ready the first few weeks, and the Flacco, Pickett, Gabriel Sanders led Browns are going to be feisty early. Bad teams don't know they're bad early.
I mean, look, I'm not going back to the well with Bengals in Survivor so early, but that's the only side I could play in that game. You're not catching me betting the Browns week 1 of that game.
I'm not doing that. Spence CC. Am I the only one that thinks it's ridiculous to be debating NFL point spread schedule for November 25th? We have no idea what conditions these teams will be in. That, Spence, is why we're leaving that to Stevie Fezzik tomorrow.
Yeah, yep.
That's why we're doing it, because Kelley and I are kind of on your page. Derby Day. Uncomplicated Survivor Week 1 advice. Fade teams starting rookie quarterbacks, 5-1 the last 2 years. Caleb Williams played a Will Levis-led Titans squad last season. So it was... that exception.
Big reason for Denver. Right?
By the way, Derby Day, not terrible advice at all. Scotty B's murdering us. He said, a tradition unlike any other. Gill and Kelley losing money on a Steelers under.
All right, whoa. Scotty, pump the brakes. I circled it to discuss this segment. I will not be betting any money, at least in the next few months, because maybe the season changes things, Gill. But I will not be betting any money on under Steelers anything. Before the season.
Cody Holloway, seeing individual CFL game lines pop up at Circa over Gill's shoulder made me so happy, but nothing showing at any of the online books here in North Carolina. Sorry about that. Sorry about the tease.
Who do we like this week? Tie Cats? Rough Riders? Blue Bombers?
Argos?
Argos?
Jamie Leva. What kind of brownies are we talking about? You have 20 minutes to get somewhere safe. Talking about the brownies.
Jamie, I don't care about if I get that kind of brownie. I'm okay, man. It'll be Friday, whatever. I'll just cruise into the weekend. I'm worried about something a little more dangerous than that.
By the way, I definitely did something that I would lay minus 2,500. I did something that you didn't do yesterday. So after I did the podcast with Borcher,
that could be a lot of things.
Yeah, no.
Eat broccoli.
I did a podcast with Borcher on Major League Baseball. Again, first fives, first inning stats. We had a ball with it. Then I attended a circumcision via Zoom.
Oh, nice.
Do you think when the people invented Zoom, they're like, this will be great for circumcisions?
A bris?
A bris, exactly. A bris. Good. Kelley Bydlon, everybody. A bris. I didn't think you'd know that. Anyway.
Do you know I've attended in person?
Have you really?
Multiple?
Really?
Multiple. Yeah.
Wow. Was there a spigot of blood? Was it okay? Everything go okay?
I made sure to keep my distance.
Let's just say
I stayed by the buffet. Okay,
so
Gill?
it's a ritual. It's a cultural. It's a religious ritual that has been passed down through the centuries. It is a sacred event, and me and my buddy Ray are just like we're live texting it the whole time. Like, oh my God, this kid has no idea what he's in for.
No idea.
This poor kid. Anyway, and the mother is a mess, right? My buddy's beautiful wife, she's a mess because this is the first time that her little boy's facing any kind of adversity, I guess we could say. It's just, oh my God.
And what is what's tradition the father has to hold?
The father was not holding, but there's a loved one.
That happens though, right?
Sometimes, yeah. But I don't ask me the religious questions. I will not have answers.
There was always that part that I was actually the most freaked out about because it's like it's one thing to see it to see someone have that done, right? But then to like if you had to hold your own child and have that done, like that's cool. That would be tough.
It's just at one point when it was happening though. And by the way, the moil, I guess they call it here. It had kind of a shaky hand.
Oh boy, yeah.
And so you look at everybody on the Zoom, and everybody has this winced expression while it's happening. Everyone's like, ah. Anyway, the boy's doing fine.
Anybody holding a knife or a scalpel or whatever of any kind, shake with a shaky hand. Stop that now.
The pandemic was just a fortuitous use of Zoom. This is real intention. Remote circumcisions. Let's play Are We Sure? Estamos seguros right here on a numbers game. We have no introduction.
Yeah, we will next week.
Oh!
We will next week.
Cool.
Hopefully I'm not over-promising there, but I don't think so. Rob and I put actual serious work into this yesterday.
No pressure, Rob Marino.
Okay, I got to skip a few questions here. Are we sure we will not see a surprise winner at the PGA Championship this week? Let's say someone 40-1 or longer, Gill.
That's more of a question for you. I would not be sure. I would not be surprised at all that we would. But you and everybody else would seem to have been based on your analysis this week.
4 hours ago, I would have said yes, I am, but would be very surprised. But just a quick leaderboard update here, Gill.
Is there a ceiling at 3 under? What's going on with this?
I know. It's a little bizarre. The one that caught my eye more, though, was how many guys I saw, big names, drop down the leaderboard. Brooks Koepka, 4 over par. Patrick Cantlay, 3 over par. Shane Lowry, 3 over par. Xander Schauffele. And basically everybody I bet on double bogeyed apparently in the past 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Xander is 2 over par. Ricky Fowler, 2 over par. Rory McIlroy, 1 over par. Minwoo Lee was under par at one point. He's 1 over now. Scotty Scheffler even double bogeyed and went back to even par. So I don't know here.
Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, David Puig, Alex Noren, Alex Smalley, Nico Echevarria, Matt Fitzpatrick, Steven Yeager, Rasmus Højgaard, Max Grazerman, Keegan Bradley, all at 3 under. Good God.
Might want to get in live on Keegan right now.
Keegan, you love Keegan.
Andy rated out pretty high for me. Okay, are we sure the winner of the Thunder Nuggets series wins the Western Conference?
I am. Zach is not.
I am as well. How about the finals?
I am as well.
Me too.
Ooh, can I say something though?
Ooh, who's your holdup in the Pacers?
Indiana, there's something about them. There's something about that team. There
is. I think matchup-wise, Thunder would wreck them.
Would they?
Yeah.
Okay. You know better than me.
Okay. Celtics. I'm going to jump forward to the future next year. Are we sure the Celtics should be 5th on the odds board and 11-1 to win the finals next season?
No, absolutely not. Especially not only because of the loss of Tatum, but because we are going to see, perhaps, right, a Giannis move to somebody who's going to immediately put them ahead of Boston, they should not be the 5th short shot. No, sorry. Not next year.
All right. Are we sure? The Stars are the most likely team to win Lord Stanley's Cup.
No, because it's hockey, and anything can happen. I wouldn't be shocked if Edmonton beat them in the Western Conference Finals, if that, in fact, is the matchup.
Yeah, me neither. I felt like I had to throw a hockey question in. Okay, what's my favorite one left? Should I do the regular Gill Iga question? Sure. Are we sure Gill will still be betting Iga Swiatek at the French Open this year?
I think it's relevant because even in 1 week's time, right, she lost that match to Collins. I already have bets, so the answer is yes by fact.
Oh.
Would I be adding bets is the question. The answer is no.
Even at plus 260.
I know, they're tempting you, man. Whew. Oh, man, would I love for her to win that title. And then just put all of it to bed. Hey, what do you know? A 6th major. But no, I will not be adding at this point. Mentally. You can't mess with the mental stuff. Bill Kragenberger, unscripted with the Cragman, next on A Numbers Game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.